Now, it's a good thing that I saved this meta deck video till version 43.2 patch notes were released because, well, these decks haven't changed. There's actually 2 decks here in the meta caster deck that we're going to take a look at, and honestly, it really hasn't. It's version 43.2. It's not going to change anything. Patreon allows creators to offer their fans a way of supporting them and what they do. With flexible and painless payment options, anyone can support their creator for as little as $1 a month. If you would like to help me do what I love, check out the link in the video description to learn more. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to my Metacaster Decks series. I am Sylphin. So, ladies and gentlemen, a little bit of context behind these. Why I am bringing them up. A is to just inform you guys of really strong card combinations that will lead to more success. That is simply it. The other one, yes, a part of it is to kind of inform the community, inform Epic perhaps, of just how strong some of these cards are, and what kind of gameplay all of this is leading to. Maybe there are balance considerations in there, etc., etc. So that is some context for why I am doing this. Now, there's 2 decks, and this deck is basically Knowledge, Plague Lord, Malik, Shadow Dancer, Invader, Mage. The other deck is Knowledge, but then Order, mainly just for that Stagnant Dominion, and also, of course, Wards. So there's two options. I did see quite a bit of variation in the PMLs, but also looking through some top-end replays that I wanted to cast, but never got around to. Those are the 2 variations that I saw for casters. So in this deck, this is the Knowledge Death. Basically, for everybody that isn't kind of Iggy and Scorch, if you want to go for a Stagnant Dominion on him, which is obviously very effective. Or if you wanted to go Stagnant Dominion on Gideon, maybe Gadget. But you can make an argument either way for any of those. It's basically up to you. What this deck is for, basically I saw this on Bellica, 110,000%. This was just always on somebody like Bellica. Faye also really worked well with this one, even though Stagnant Dominion does actually work kind of well only on her. Anyways, you guys can make your ultimate decision on what you want to do with these, but here it is. So Rejuvenator, really strong. Do not underestimate this for great sustain. On top of Advanced Evolution, you can absolutely bully out your enemy mid laner, or if you're in the off lane even. Really, really effective. Call of the Week is actually in here, so you can get that farm and actually get ahead. People that had Call of the Week definitely noticed that they got ahead quite a bit. Font of Experience, obviously, great card here for casters. Even though I'm not 100% sold on it, people do find success, so I put that in. Astral Leap, really strong. Bellica, 110%. The Fae, 110%. Morigesh, 110%. Next one is Invader Mage. Really, really strong power and that ability armor penetration, because everybody has 25 and doesn't gain any through hero level. That's a straight up, basically 10-12% damage increase, like just straight up. Really powerful. You're kind of always like, do I need Astral Leap to stay alive so I don't die and the enemy team gets the advantage, or Invader Mage to deal that damage to get the advantage? It's always a trade-off. Obviously, when you don't have enough attribute points to have both of them, it's always that trade-off. Power Tap, I kind of threw this in here. If you really want to be aggressive, you can go for it, especially in the late game and with just economy dumps. Obviously very, very powerful. Atomic Soldier, I don't need to explain. 10% ability damage increase. Yeah, I don't need to explain that. Crazy powerful. Sleeper Agent, another really strong one. Again, that target takes 15% increased damage, and that silence also brings some great utility. I don't see Muriel too much anymore in the top in the top echelons of play, but if you do have a Muriel, this is really good for Muriel, really good for Countess. Really, I mean, it's anybody really good for. Just for that damage. Shadow Dancer, I threw this in here. It's really good on some people if you could use it really well. Obviously, the Fae can use this tremendously. A lot of people can use this. So Shadow Dancer, threw that in there. Power, basic armor. Why not? And Corrosive Walker. I love this card for Gideon. Just the actual mechanics of doing it. E into 3, which I always put Corrosive Walker on 3, into R. It feels really good. E, click 3, R. E, click 3, R. Like, it feels really good. And just the gameplay, as a Gideon, removing that ability armor, and that's a shred, I think, because it says reduce. So, it's not very clear, that verbiage, but really strong. I like the gameplay. And kind of the whole crux of this build here, as you guys can see, the Blight from Plague Lord. Why does a caster get this? A, power. 2, 290 health, the tank meta that just keeps you alive. Mana, obviously, really strong, so you can just keep on using those abilities. So, why does this work on a lot of the casters? We saw a lot of casters. Basically, the caster was the one to pick up Plague Lord Malik, because the caster was always in the backline, preferably beside their carry. And whenever the enemy team would try to kill the carry is always top priority. Whoever that was would get Blight and reduced movement speed, so the carry could easily kite them away, and your team would then focus down that slowed and blighted hero, taking them down with relative ease. That is the thinking. So the kind of like the caster support, like kind of supports, pseudo supports slash just protects their carries only straight up through Plague Lord Malik, while also obviously being just a good card in general in team fights, etc., etc. So that is the thinking. Hey, and it works really well. Now the gems for this deck, pretty much the same as the next one. Auto shield, again, that goes a really long way, because, you know, if you get something like Shadow Dancer, that armor goes through it. Really effective, especially as caster, since you don't have much tankiness to begin with. Deadly Mana, increase your mana to increase just how many abilities you can put down range. Don't underestimate this. You know, you get 150. You get 150 farm, 100 farm. You know, with this on, that's 200 mana. Like, that is an ability, and that can save your butt over time and just increase your chances of success. Mana Fountain, so you can spam abilities, be hyper aggressive if you are, you know, a long range poke, or even just Morgesh, Bellica, like anybody, really goes a long way. Spell Shield, this mitigates poke pretty much entirely. People can't poke you down. Yeah, it's only 55 seconds, but I mean, it can really mean life or death. And overpowered spells, I don't have to say how strong 20% bonus damage is. And the reason why we get Mana Fountain and Deadly Mana is because that our abilities cost 30% more. So this kind of cancels out that, plus some of these cards in here really help out with that. And of course, quick exit, get back into lane faster, get to you know, when you go back to base, to heal up and get mana for objectives, they can get there faster, stuff like that. Do not underestimate quick exit. Now here is the second deck. It's just a slight difference, just due to some caster kits really synergizing well with some of these cards. The gems are the same, which is why I'm on this side. The gems are literally the same. It's just the cards are a bit different. What really sets this one apart, and why I think you could, besides taking a Dominion, just synergizing so well with some casters' kits, the fact that there's wards in this one really helps out this this variation in terms of viability. So, Lamplighter, which I'm covering up right here. Lamplighter, obviously those wards really effective. If you're somebody like Icky and Scorch, always pick these up. Just scatter the mid lane, especially if you're mid lane. You can hold down the mid lane, make that like your safe zone with wards, and you could just you could like set the tone of an entire match simply through Lamplighter against Scorch, etc., etc. Really strong. You can also be quite aggressive in your lane with Armored Footman and Call the Weak. You can get that farm. and B, you can just reduce that basic damage of the enemy caster, of the minions, etc., etc. Possessed Spryken was something we saw quite a bit, and I do see, if you want to just end out the game quickly, because the games do end pretty quick, I mean, Possessed Spryken, tremendous sustain in lane with an Aegean Scorch, is really tremendous. More Gesh, we saw Possessed Spryken on, she really synergizes well, stuff like that. Then Invader Mage, of course, that 10 ability armor is almost mandatory penetration, that power really strong. Finder of Playthings, just to amplify that vision. I mean, it gets you power and mana regen. It's exactly what you want, and because it takes a little bit of vitality, it helps out with getting some health, and it's an Aegean Scorch, it really helps. Basically, this is like an Aegean Scorch deck, but a lot of other heroes can synergize really well with this as well. So just more vision, which again, in top play, or just any play really, vision is super powerful. Then we have Stagnant Dominion, the whole crux of this deck. Stagnant Dominion on Aegean Scorch. Ugh. Stagnant Dominion on the Fae on her Bramble Patch. Oh my goodness. Stagnant Dominion on any caster's AoE. If you are a Gideon and you have picked Gideon in like the perfect scenario, there's like one stun on the enemy team and you can easily bait that out. You have Spell Shield through the gem. I mean, you can just go to town with those ultimates through Stagnant Dominion, and just, yeah. So Stagnant Dominion, perfect card, absolutely amazing. Nameless Curse is in this deck here. I mean, you can tweak these decks all you want, maybe take out Shadow Dancer, whatever, include Nameless Curse and the other one as well on a more Gesh with this one, and Stagnant Dominion, because Stagnant Dominion like Nameless Curse plus Stagnant Dominion on Morgesh is just ridiculous. Absolutely, it's just, you know, a mark into a hive with Nameless Curse and Stagnant Dominion. Like, that hero is, yeah. So Shadow Dancer's in here as well. A little interesting is Awaken the Emmerich. So if you are behind, you can easily convert those minion waves, and it gives power and health regen if you are a more melee-ish caster, like more Gash has to get in there a little bit more. Bellica has to get in there a little bit more. This really helps. Plague Lord Maulink, it's there again. We talked about that. And Godmother Vigilant had an extra spot. I mean, you can take that out if you guys want. Put in whatever the heck you want, really. Yomi Spectre is another good one, especially if you're a Wraith caster, something like that, instead of Wraith carry. Just Godmother Vigilant. I mean, if you go really endgame, because you don't have power tap, you can just go into Vitality, eventually get Godmother Vigilant, Plague Lord, and whatever you want. So there you guys go. Those are the two decks. Again, the gems here are the same. Really powerful decks that, yeah, casters in today's meta, they're just like the damage dealing, crowd control, protect carry with Plague Lord Maulink and their damage and their crowd control sort of hero slash combo, wombo combo hero. Like, we definitely did not see the tank meta on casters. Shinbi though, like melee casters, Countess just gets chewed up too much, apparently in today's meta. But somebody like Shinbi, she just goes for the melee unstable cyborg stuff. So there you guys go. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think. These are the two variants here on the meta caster decks. Amazon is the tried and true way of shopping for anything you need or want at the lowest prices. Support the channel at no cost to you by doing your Amazon shopping through the link in the video description. Ladies and gentlemen, please like this video if you like it, dislike it if you dislike it, share it with the community, and of course, guys, subscribe. If you guys like this content, found it useful, please subscribe so I can do it for you in the future. I have a ton of content coming out here in October. It's looking really good, so please subscribe so I can do it for you in the future. Please check the video description for links to my website, my decks, all other information, merchandise store, and of course my Amazon affiliate link as well. Till next time, like always, guys, stay optimistic and positive.